The laundromat hums, a low drone of tumbling dryers and the occasional clink of coins against glass. I'm slouched on a plastic chair, staring at my phone, thumb hovering over an unsent text to a friend who's probably asleep. The screen's too bright for 9 p.m., but it's something to do while my clothes spin. The place smells like detergent and warm lint, and it's just me, a flickering fluorescent light, and the landlady from next door, folding her sheets at the counter. Mrs. Callahan, Eleanor, she told me to call her last week, but it feels too personal, moves with this quiet precision. Her hands smooth the fabric, corners crisp, like she's done this 1,000 times. She's in her mid-40s, I guess, hair tucked into a loose bun, a few strands catching the light. She's not trying to be noticed, but I notice anyway. The way her fingers pause when she catches me looking, then start again, faster. I've been renting her duplex for 6 months. She lives in the other half, a fence between us, but we share this laundromat down the street. First time I saw her here, she remembered my name, Ethan, before I could remind her. Said she liked my band t-shirt, some obscure indie group I didn't expect her to know. We laughed, and it felt like stealing something. Now, I'm hyper-aware of her presence, like the air's heavier when she's around. Dryer's acting up again, she asks, not looking up. Her voice is soft but carries over the machine hum. I glance at my load, still tumbling. Nah, just taking its time. I shift in my seat, my sneaker scuffing the linoleum. Yours? She nods at a basket of folded towels. Done. Just, lingering. A half smile, like she's admitting something. I catch her eyes for a second, hazel, sharp, like they see more than I want them to. I look away, folding the corner of an old receipt in my pocket. The silence stretches, not uncomfortable but thick. I think about the coffee I left on my counter this morning, cold by now. My phone buzzes, a notification, nothing important, but I check it anyway, because it's easier than holding her gaze. She's widowed, I know that much. Neighbors talk. Her husband passed 3 years ago, and she's been alone in that house since. I wonder if she feels it, the way I do, nights too quiet, scrolling through messages you'll never send. You always come this late, she says, breaking the quiet. She's leaning against the counter now, arms crossed, a towel draped over her shoulder. Only when I run out of socks. I try for a grin, but it's lopsided. She laughs, just a breath, and it's enough to make my chest tighten. Smart planning, Ethan. Her eyes crinkle, and I notice the faint lines there, like they're part of her story. I want to ask about it, her, the house, why she stays in this town, but my tongue feels heavy. She grabs her basket, heading for the door. Don't let that dryer eat your quarters, she says, glancing back. Her voice is warm, teasing, but her eyes linger a beat too long. The door chimes as she leaves, and my phone lights up again. A text from her, sent an hour ago, unnoticed, faucets leaking in your unit. Mind if I check it tomorrow? I stare at it, the laundromat suddenly too still, wondering why my hands feel unsteady. The next morning, sunlight filters through my blinds, catching dust in the air. I stare at the text from Eleanor again, thumb tracing the screen. Mind if I check it tomorrow? It's today now, and my kitchen sink drips steadily, like a reminder. I reply quick, sure, anytime. Then delete and retype, yeah, no problem. Hit send before I overthink it. She knocks around noon, toolbox in hand, wearing faded jeans and a sweater that hangs loose. Hope I'm not interrupting, she says, stepping in. Her eyes scan the room, my cluttered counter, the half-eaten toast from breakfast. I shrug, moving aside, feeling exposed in my own space. The faucet's under the sink, so she kneels, twisting a wrench. I hover, offering a flashlight. Here, I say, our fingers brushing as she takes it. The contact lingers in my mind, a spark I shouldn't chase. She's twice my age, almost, old enough to have stories I can't touch. And she's my landlady, one wrong move, and I'm out on the street, or worse, awkward fences forever. These old pipes, she mutters, water splashing a bit. I grab a towel, handing it over. She wipes her hands, sitting back on her heels. Reminds me of when we first bought the place. Tom, my husband, he was hopeless with tools. I'd end up fixing everything. Her voice dips, not sad exactly, but worn, like an old photo. I lean against the counter, arms crossed. Sounds like you were the handy one. It's lame, but she nods, a small smile. Yeah. He was the dreamer. Always planning trips we never took. She pauses, twisting the wrench again. The drip stops, and silence fills the kitchen, broken only by the clock ticking on the wall. I imagine her then, younger, laughing with him. Now, alone in that house next door. What am I doing, noticing her like this? She's got a life etched in lines I haven't earned yet. But there's this pull, like gravity, in the way she glances up, eyes meeting mine. Want some tea? While you're here, I blurt, filling the kettle to do something. She stands, dusting her knees. Sure. Black, if you have it. We sit at my tiny table, mug steaming. She wraps her hands around hers, staring into it. You remind me of him a little. The quiet type. Her words hang, and I feel heat in my cheeks. Is that good? Or just a ghost she's chasing? I sip, burning my tongue. I don't know. Just trying to figure things out. Like why her presence makes the room feel smaller, warmer. She nods, not pressing, and the silence stretches, comfortable but charged. As she leaves, toolbox swinging, she turns at the door. Thanks for the tea, Ethan. Her hand grazes my arm, light, accidental maybe, but her eyes hold mine a second too long, soft and searching. The door clicks shut, and I'm left with the echo, wondering what just shifted. The backyard fence is low, just enough to separate her roses from my patchy grass. I'm out there, raking leaves into uneven piles, when Eleanor steps out with a thermos. It's late afternoon, air crisp, sky bruising into dusk. She's in a flannel shirt, sleeves rolled up, and I catch myself staring at her forearms, the way they flex as she pours coffee. Thought you might want some, she says, holding out the thermos. Her voice is steady, but her eyes flicker, like she's second-guessing. I take it, our fingers close but not touching. Thanks. You didn't have to. My voice sounds too quiet, swallowed by the rustle of leaves. She leans against the fence, close enough I can smell her shampoo, something clean, like lavender. Longing tugs, sharp and uninvited, but guilt clamps down harder. She's my landlady. Older. Lived a life I can't match. What am I to her? A kid, probably. A distraction. We sip in silence, coffee bitter and too hot. I want to ask something. About her, about why she's here, sharing this. But my tongue knots. She shifts, her shoulder brushing the fence, and I notice her hands, still, gripping the thermos like an anchor. You're quiet today, she says, not looking at me. Am I? I rake another pile, too fast, leaves scattering. Just, thinking. About you. About how this feels wrong but right. About how I shouldn't be imagining her closer. She nods, like she hears the unsaid. I get that. Thinking's dangerous sometimes. A half laugh, dry, and I wonder what she's holding back. Her husband's shadow lingers, does she see him in me? Or is it just me, wanting her to see me? A car door slams. Her daughter, Lily, home from college, strides across the driveway. "Mom, you out here?" she calls, then spots me. Her eyes narrow, just a fraction, enough to make my stomach twist. "Hey, Ethan," she says, voice cool. She's my age, maybe a year older. We've talked, grabbed beers once. Now, her gaze darts between us, and I feel caught. Eleanor straightens, stepping back. "Just bringing him coffee," she says, too quick. Lily nods, slow, and heads inside. The air shifts, heavier now. Eleanor's face tightens, guilt flashing in the way her lips press thin. She's pulling back, I can feel it, like a door half closed. I set the thermos down, stepping closer to the fence. "Eleanor, the words stall. Her eyes meet mine, wide, searching, and for a second, it's just us. My hand lifts, almost reaching for hers on the fence. Her breath catches, a small sound, and she leans in, just an inch, close enough I feel the warmth of her. My heart's too loud. Her fingers twitch, brushing mine, electric. Then she pulls back, eyes dropping. "I should go," she murmurs, turning away. The thermos sits abandoned on the fence, steam curling into the air, as I stand there, rake in hand, wondering how close we just came to something we can't undo. The street lamp hums above us, casting a soft glow on the sidewalk. We're walking back from the laundromat, bags slung over our shoulders, the night air cool enough to see our breath. Eleanor's steps are slow, deliberate, her scarf loose around her neck. I keep pace, hands stuffed in my jacket, hyper-aware of the space between us, close enough to brush elbows, far enough to pretend it's nothing. Since Lily's visit last week, Eleanor's been distant. Shorter texts, fewer backyard chats. I feel it like a bruise, this pull I can't shake, and the guilt that follows. She's 45, a widow, my landlady. I'm 26, barely figuring out my life. Yet here I am, stealing glances at her profile, the way her lips curve when she's lost in thought. We stop at a bench by the park, her idea, though she doesn't sit. She sets her laundry bag down, fingers fidgeting with the strap. "Ethan," she starts, then stops, staring at the ground. Her voice is low, frayed. I drop my bag, leaning against the bench, waiting. The silence is too loud, like the world's holding its breath. "I'm not good at this," she says finally, eyes flicking to mine, then away. "Being around you, it's confusing." Her hands still, gripping the strap tighter. I keep thinking about Tom, how he'd laugh at me, standing here, feeling. She trails off, but the word hangs, feeling. My chest tightens, longing spiking sharp, but guilt claws back. She's breaking open, and I'm terrified I'm the reason. "Eleanor, you don't have to," I start, but she shakes her head. "No, let me." She takes a breath, voice steadier. "I'm too old for this, Ethan. For you." I see Lily watching, and I feel like I'm stealing something. But when you're around, I forget to care. Her eyes meet mine now, raw, unguarded, and it's like a wall crumbling. "I don't know what you want, but I'm scared I want it too." I swallow, my throat dry. I want to tell her I think about her every night, that her laugh in the laundromat replays in my head, that I'm not just some kid with a crush. But the words stick. Instead, I step closer, close enough to see the faint lines around her eyes, the way her breath catches. "I don't know what I'm doing either," I admit, voice barely above a whisper. "But you're not stealing anything. I'm here." Her lips part, like she might say more, but she just looks at me, eyes searching. My hand twitches, wanting to reach for hers, to close the gap. The air feels fragile, like one move could shatter it. She steps back, just an inch, but it's enough. We should get home, she says softly, picking up her bag, her fingers brushing mine as she turns, leaving the confession hanging between us like fog. The duplex feels quieter now, like the air's holding its breath. It's been 3 days since the park bench, Eleanor's confession still echoing in my head. I'm scared I want it too. I keep replaying it, her voice soft, her eyes raw. But since then, she's vanished. No backyard coffee, no laundromat run-ins. Her side of the fence is empty, curtains drawn. I'm left with this ache, hope tangled with confusion, like I misread everything. I'm in my kitchen, scrolling through texts I haven't sent. Hey, you okay? Typed, deleted. Can we talk? Too desperate. I settle for nothing, the phone cold in my hand. Longings turn sour, edged with doubt. Is she avoiding me? Did I push too close? She's 45, lived a life, husband, daughter, a past I can't touch. I'm just the tenant, the kid next door. Guilt gnaws, maybe I imagined a spark, projected my loneliness onto her. Then, this morning, I see it, a letter taped to my door, her handwriting neat but hurried. Ethan, need to fix the back gate. I'll be by later. E. My heart jumps, but it's clipped, practical, not the Eleanor who leaned close under the street lamp. I wait all day, raking the same leaves, checking my phone. By dusk, no knock, no Eleanor. I head to the gate myself, tools in hand, hoping to catch her. Lily's there instead, leaning against the fence, arms crossed. Mom's not coming, she says, voice flat. My stomach drops. Her eyes, sharp like Eleanor's, pin me. She's been weird since the other night. You know anything about that? I freeze, the screwdriver heavy in my hand. She doesn't wait for an answer. She's got enough to deal with, Ethan. Her ex, before Dad, she ran into him last week. Stirred up old stuff. An ex something Eleanor never mentioned. My mind spins, hope from the bench crashes into confusion. Was she thinking of him when she looked at me? Is that why she's gone quiet? Lily's watching, so I mutter, didn't know, and focus on the gate, tightening screws that don't need it. My hands shake, betraying me. Lily sighs, softer now. Just, don't make it harder for her, okay? She leaves, and I'm alone with the creaking gate, the sky darkening. The letters still in my pocket, edges worn from my fingers. I pull out my phone, type Eleanor, can we talk about the other night? My thumb hovers, heart pounding. I see her face, the way she stepped back, the weight of her past pulling her away. I delete the text, unsent, and head inside. The gate swings loose behind me, unfixed, like the space between us, open, unsteady, waiting for something neither of us might say. Her porch light stays off, and I don't knock, the silence louder than ever. The kitchen smells of burnt toast, my fault for forgetting the timer. It's late, nearly 10 p.m., and I'm at my sink, scrubbing a plate, when a soft knock pulls me out. Eleanor's at my doorstep, her coat pulled tight against the October chill. Her eyes are tired, shadowed, but they hold mine, steady and searching. Can I come in? She asks, voice low, like she's not sure she should be here. I nod, stepping aside, heart thudding. She stands by the counter, hands in her pockets, and the room feels too small. Since the gate, since Lily's words about her ex, I've been caught in a loop, longing fraying into regret, guilt whispering I've overstepped. But she's here now, and it's a choice, say it or let her slip away. I owe you an apology, she starts, staring at the floor. I've been distant. After the park. Her fingers fidget, twisting a loose thread on her coat. Running into my ex, it brought back things. Old mistakes. I got scared, Ethan. Scared of this. She gestures vaguely between us, and my chest aches, like she's naming the thing I've been carrying. I set the plate down, hands damp. You don't have to explain, I say, but it's a lie. I need to know. I thought maybe I pushed too far. My voice cracks, and I hate how young it makes me sound. 26, standing in my kitchen, wanting a woman who's lived twice my life. She shakes her head, stepping closer. It's not you. It's me, thinking I don't deserve this. Feeling alive again. Her voice breaks, and I see it, the cost of saying it, the weight of her years alone, of guilt for wanting more. You're so young, Ethan. I'm terrified I'll hurt you. I swallow, the words I've held back burning. I'm not a kid, Eleanor. I know what I feel. It's not some fling. My hands clench, then release. I see you, every day, in the little things. The thermos, the way you laugh. I don't care about the age, or Lily, or what anyone thinks. I just want you. It's out, raw and quiet, and I'm exposed, like I've handed her my heart to break. Her breath catches, eyes glistening. She steps closer, close enough I feel her warmth. Ethan, she whispers, and her hand lifts, hesitating, then rests on my arm. It's light, but it anchors me. I don't know how to do this. But I see you too. The silence hums, fragile and full. I want to pull her closer, to cross that line, but it's enough, this moment, her hand, her words. She smiles, small and real, and I feel the shift, guilt softening, longing finding a place to rest. Okay, she says softly, her fingers squeezing my arm before letting go, and it's everything, a promise, a pause, a connection that doesn't need to be more, not yet. 3 months later, the laundromat's hum feels familiar, like a song we both know. It's 8:47 a.m., early for a Saturday, but Eleanor's here, folding sheets at the counter, and I'm loading my dryer, sneaking glances. The air's lighter now, no longer thick with unsaid things. We're together, not loud, not labeled, but real. Earned in quiet moments, over fences and coffee, through fears we both named. She catches my eye, smirks. Still out of socks. Her voice is warm, teasing, like that first night. I grin, tossing a stray shirt into the machine. Always. Her laugh, soft and unguarded, makes my chest hum. It's not perfect, Lily's still wary, and Eleanor's past lingers in her pauses, but it's ours. The guilt's faded, replaced by forgiveness, hers and mine, for daring to want this. Longing settled into something steady, a peaceful distance we've closed together. We walk back to the duplex, laundry bags slung over shoulders, her thermos swinging between us. The backyard fence, once a line, feels more like a bridge now. She's fixed the gate, and I've started tending her roses, clumsy but trying. At my kitchen table, we sip black coffee, her choice, a callback to those early days. Her hand rests near mine, fingers brushing when she passes the sugar. No grand gestures, just this, her scarf on my chair, my jacket on her hook next door. Life's better, not in loud ways. I notice it in the small stuff, her porch light stays on now, a signal I'm welcome. I text her dumb things, like a photo of my burnt toast, and she replies with a dry impressive. She's opened up, telling me about Tom, her ex, the years she spent rebuilding. I've shared my own fears, being rootless, chasing dreams that don't fit. We're weathered, but warmer for it. This morning, she pauses at the fence, thermos in hand. You know, she says, eyes crinkling, I used to hate mornings. Too quiet. Now, they're not so bad. Her gaze holds mine, soft, like that night on the park bench. I get it, what she's not saying. It's the same reason I don't mind the cold coffee on my counter anymore, or the way her laughter lingers in my head. I step closer, our shoulders brushing. Yeah, I say, voice low. Mornings are growing on me. It's just us, the roses blooming unevenly, the world still waking. No declarations, no forever promises, just this moment, and the next, and the one after. Her fingers graze mine, deliberate, and we stand there, sharing a silence only we understand, the kind that says we've found enough.